Okay guys, we got an NPR here. It's a gasser. I wanted to show you how to change the fuel pump on this. So this bracket here hangs down right here and just helps support. So there's two bolts there, 11/16. Actually doesn't support anything unless the tank falls and it catches it. So it'll catch the ridge up there. So 11/16 there. You have two of these brackets, one on each side that I've already pulled. Now if you go underneath the truck, this truck is actually pretty easy. So here and here you have 11/16, and on the other side you have 11/16. I set the jack underneath the center of it. I didn't crank it up. I just set it to balance the tank. And so now that all that's off, there's enough room with the cables and hoses and all that. You see, I'm not even going to pull this the gas hose, the fill tube neck. All I'm going to do is loosen it here, and then we're going to sag it down. So all the wiring, everything, the overflow holes or the vent hose, everything has plenty of room for it for adjustment, so it'll move. And we don't need to move it a whole lot because the tank's right here, it's accessible. So let's go ahead and pull off the fill tube here with a flathead screwdriver, and we'll move that back, and then we'll lower the gas tank down about, well, we only need it down, the filter itself, or the pump setup itself is about a foot tall, and we've already got about 6-8 inches in here, so we don't need to drop it that much. So let's go ahead and get that down. And let me show you the pump we're going to be putting in it, in case you need the part number. It is an A336, 30036. And so let me open it up here. So here's the pump here, that A336. It already has the sock on the pump. It has the float here that you need to put on, which just snaps right in right here. And then we have the extra wires. If you haven't already used the universal pump, you'll have to wire that in, and I'll show you how to do that. I'm not sure if this truck has it already wired in or not, but either way I'll show you how to do that. And then it comes with an extra seal there that goes around the front side of the pump there. So alright, let's go ahead. I'm ready to pull that hose and drop this down. Okay, so I pulled that hose and just pushed it out of the way here. You can see there, put the clamp back on so I don't lose it. I hope you got enough light here. So now we just have this clip, these three hoses, and then after we move those out of the way, we'll have all the bolts around the fuel pump, which are 12 millimeter. So let's start off by pulling the clip. I'll try to get some light in here too so you can see better. And we'll get the Chevy tool. I'll show you to pull those clips and how I had to ground them down to get inside of these. So let me grab that tool. Okay, so here's the clip I used. They have smaller ones that are just round, blue, red, white that you can use also. I like this one because I can put a lot of pressure on it. So you can see where I had to grind it down. This actually beveled out, and that was mainly for this particular type of tank. There I grounded it down also, because those hoses are so close to each other, those three hoses, that I couldn't get the actual clip in there. When I was squeezing this one, it bumped up against that, squeezing this one, it bumped up against that, etc. So that's the reason for it. So with these, you simply take the lip and turn it inside towards the hose, and you just squeeze it down like that, push in on it, that will release it, and you can pull the hose right off. If you're having trouble with it, as you push, pull the hose, squeeze them together like you're trying to clamp them together. Push the handle to the tool towards the front of the vehicle and the hose towards you, and then it'll release and slide them all together, the hose and the handle, and it'll come right off. Okay, so I got those three clips off, and then you just unplug the electrical to it, and I pulled the pump. Now, the one thing that I did is I sprayed it off with air before I actually lifted the pump out. Now, and you have those 6 nuts there. You see those 3/8 coarse thread nuts. So spray it off a little bit to get any debris off to keep it out of the tank. And most people think that their tank is in really bad shape, that there's always dirt in the tank, and that it's always good to add additives and such. I just want to show you this. This is the inside of a tank that's almost half full. And if you can just look in there, for the most part, they are extremely clean. I see the spring from the last pump is down in the bottom, but they are extremely clean. This is a common tank. This tank here is 2000, the year 2000, and it's very common to be that clean in there, and this is another reason why I just never use additives, but that's my personal preference. I don't like the additives in there because it just steers up the stuff and puts it in the filter. If there is any in there, just let it settle to the bottom and do its job. let the tank hold it in there. It's one of the reasons why the filter is here on the sock is here on the bottom of the pump, and another reason why you never reach the actual bottom of the tank with the pump. So anyway, so now I'm just going to reassemble this backwards. Now it didn't come with this float assembled already. You just snap it into place, make it look like your other one. Your socket's there. Don't forget to put your rubber seal on, and that's pretty much it. This one, it was already rewired, so I didn't have to color code the wires. So if you need that link, let me know, and I'll put a link down in the bottom of the description for you and tell you what colors go to what for your vehicle. But I won't add it in here, and I'll keep this short. So pretty much all I'm going to do now is just reassemble the new pump and float, and I'm just going to stick it down inside of there, make it point the same direction that it did when you pulled it out. Just seat it down inside. And you see, I never actually pulled the tank out. All I did was just put it on a jack and lower it, so I can just lift it back up in the same spot. So much easier. So let's poke that down inside there. Just like that, and then of course your metal ring will go back on, and the notch there will face the notch on the pump, and you can stick that back on and put the nuts back on, reconnect your 3 lines. Now those 3 lines are just going to snap right into place. Snap, snap, snap. And then this here is going to snap for the electrical plug. I'm going to lift it back up. I'm going to put my fill tube back on, and then I'm going to bolt my 11/16, those 4 bolts, and then the 2 hanger plates with 4 bolts. And that's it. These things are extremely simple. Take a little bit of patience, but extremely simple. And this tank is half full right now, and we're still able to do it. Piece of cake, 1 person, etc. So, okay, well, I hope this video helps you out. Please click like, please click subscribe. Click on my name underneath the video for any of my other how-to videos. I'm starting to do a lot on these NPRs. So if you need any information on those, like the brake boosters and such, I know they're extremely hard on those vacuum boosters. Take you hours to swap, but I'll show you a couple little tricks of that on a couple videos. Again, click my name underneath the video and you'll see those. And then there's some other things too. If there's anything you need to know, especially on an NPR, let me know, because I'll be doing a lot of work on about 3 or 4 of these for in between the years of '99 and 2004. So just leave me a comment down there, and I'll see if I can make a video for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please click subscribe, and keep going with all the comments. Enjoy.